for the brief opening statement, then we'll go to Q&A.
Yeah, well, we're super excited to, be coming back that way, and to have a chance to be in the playoffs is a very special opportunity for our team. It's an incredible opportunity any year, but especially this year. All that has transpired, and what all these guys have had to do to get to this point. So just really happy for them. We had an amazing game in the ACC championship game, which has given us this opportunity. Knew we had to win the game, and just really proud of them. And we look forward to competing against a great Ohio State team. We all know how talented they are, how well coached they are. Got a lot of respect for Ryan Day and Ohio State. But this is really just a great opportunity, and again, unusual circumstances for everyone, for sure. It's not a typical bowl type of deal, and usually we've got lots of time to prep, but it's really like an open date. We play in 12 days, so we got a lot of work to do, but we're excited about the challenge and opportunity.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go ahead to questions. Once again, for people looking to ask questions, use the raise your hand feature. I'm going to start off with Tim May. Tim, be sure to unmute your line, and you can go ahead and speak.
Yeah, Dabo, does this, or Coach Swinney, does this have the sense, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame, sort of a clash of royalty in college football, major college football at this point? Just kind of what's your take on that?
Well, I think the committee works hard to try to select who they think is the four best teams, and so this is what they came up with, and obviously you got really, really talented players on all four of these teams, and if you're going to pick the four best, year in and year out, you're probably going to have there's probably 6 or 7 teams out there that really have a shot every year. And, most given years, certainly Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Alabama and what they've done historically. But our program over the last, decade, we've been able to kind of elevate into that status as well.
Thank you, Coach. Next, we're going to go to the line of Patrick Murphy. Patrick, please unmute and go with your question.
Hey, Coach. A similar question. You guys have obviously played Alabama a couple times in this. You've played Ohio State now. I think this will be the 3rd time. Do you like the fact that the college football playoff has allowed for these type of games to occur more frequently, these big games against kind of historic programs, whereas maybe before you schedule these every once in a while, maybe you meet in a bowl game, but now you've seen these teams more frequently?
Yeah, I think the playoff's been good, and I think it's created a lot of opportunity for, again, these type of games. I didn't have a problem with the BCS, even though it was just 2 teams. I still was okay with that, but this is kind of taking that and made it better. But it kind of never ends. Everybody wants more and more and more, but it's unique. It's hard to, college football is really 130 teams. It's very difficult to get to this point, especially having consistency to be in the conversation. So I think it's great. And, it's been fun to be a part of those type games. And, that's been one of the biggest things in helping us build our program, is going and competing against the best.
Next up is Joey Kaufman from the Columbus Dispatch.
Hi, Dabo. Just wanted obviously this being the 3rd meeting in 5 times, a lot of the matchups between Clemson and Ohio State have been big games. Do you look at that program as a rival for you guys?
Ohio State?
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're anytime we play it, if we're playing Ohio State, it's a playoff. Or it's it was a BCS Bowl back in 2013 in the Orange Bowl. So, anytime, we play Ohio State, it's probably some type of meaning. We don't have them on our regular schedule anytime in the near future. So, it's a big postseason game when you play those guys. And then we I think Ryan does things the right way. I think he believes in a lot of similar things as far as how they try to run their program, and we recruit a lot of the same guys. So just a lot of respect for their program, and getting to know Ryan over the last few years. I mean, he does a awesome job. Got a great staff, and so it's definitely a team that we compete with, not just on the field but also in recruiting.
Next is David Hood from Tigernet.com.
Hey, Coach, you always talk about trying to play your best football at the end of the year. Do you feel like yesterday was your best football game so far this year? And do you feel like there's still more out there for this group now that you're finally getting healthy?
Oh, yeah, no question. It was definitely our best game, our most complete game. All three phases really complement each other. We had big kick return, made a couple field goals. Kickoff coverage was very good. We punted the ball inside the 20, I think 3 times. And then, offensively, we had great balance. Was able to really run the ball efficiently like we wanted to. And then defensively, we held up against the run much better. And that led to great third down production on both sides. So I was really proud of our team. And but there's still plenty to do. We were in there watching the film just a little while ago, and we still had plenty of mistakes. We turned the ball over one time. Plenty of things that we can do to improve. But really proud of our team, and definitely played our best game. But we're at our best right now. This is the healthiest we've been by far. We still don't have a lot of people. And again, if you go back to March. If you'd have told me back in March that we weren't going to have Xavier Thomas, Justin Foster, Ladson, and Gata, and Justin Ross for most of the year, and all for some of those guys of the year, to be where we are is amazing. And especially those 3 receivers. And we've thrown for more yards than any team ever at Clemson. So I'm just really proud of this team and how they've, just worked and and our staff just found a way each and every week to get better and to stay the course. And it's good to see them now after 11 games, battle tested. And we've been forced to develop a lot of depth, play some guys maybe before they were really ready, but I felt like that paid off for us in Charlotte.
Next up is Dan Hope from 11 Warriors.
Hey, Dabo, you talked about the number of games you guys have played versus Ohio State. I'm just curious from your perspective, do you think it's an advantage for a team to be fresher and having played less games, or is it an advantage to have played more games and have more reps under your belt?
Well, I think the games matter. I think, the mental and physical toll of a season is, there's nobody out there that would say that, somebody who's played 11 games versus somebody who's played 6, is better physically or something like that, because it's a long season. We're going on week 21, and these guys have had no break. It's been a grind, not just football wise, but the mental challenge and the personal sacrifice and commitment that everybody's had to make to be able to play and continue to play. It has been incredible, and our guys have been just so committed in that regard. So, yeah, anytime you step in between the lines in the game of football, that's a lot of practices. That's a lot of physicality. So, I definitely think that it matters. But, at the end of the day, none of that matters in New Orleans. What matters is who plays the best in those 4 quarters.
Next up is Ralph Russo from the Associated Press.
Good afternoon, Dabo. Congratulations on getting back.
Thank you.
Big picture question, and I know you got a game in 12 days, so it might be hard to think about this. I anticipate you're going to be around college football for a few more years. Do you think it's inevitable that it will end up with something bigger at some point, that they will have 8 teams, 6 teams, something like that?
Nothing would surprise me with college football. That's the best way. I don't have any definitive opinion one way or the other. Other than nothing would surprise me as we move forward. But again, I think one of the reasons that college football is so popular is because every game matters. And that game we played at VTech it mattered. That game Florida played against LSU, it mattered. And is there a fine line? I mean, the more you expand, the less important the games become. And now all of a sudden, to me, it gets watered down, and teams that know they're going to be in, next thing you know, you're resting guys, you're not playing guys, it all becomes about that. So I think there's what's the perfect number? Is it 4? I don't have a problem. And people say, well, yeah, you 4 and you're in it. But I mean, if you go to 8, I would think we'd still have a chance to be in it. If we can get in it at 4. I'm a little bit more of a traditional guy. Again, as I said, I was fine with the BCS, even though it was, hard to be in just two teams and so subjective. I was fine with that. I like the bowls. I like the pageantry of college football. And I think more and more it goes, the less and less the games matter. And so I don't know. Nothing would surprise me.
I think we have time for one more. It's going to be Ted Lewis from the New Orleans Times-Picayune.
It's certainly an unusual year when you're only coming in for your bowl game 2 days before. I know when y'all were here against Alabama a few years ago, you wanted the team to enjoy the experience, and also you'll have only a couple of weeks less practice for preparation time. How is that going to be an adjustment, and do you regret that it's worked out that way, and your fans won't be able to be there, or not many of them?
Well, first of all, I'm grateful that we have the opportunity to play, regardless of whatever circumstances are, because it's been awesome for our team and our players and for these guys to have some sense of normalcy. And it's also been great, I think, for our country and for people in general to, because I know football brings a lot of joy to a lot of folks. And, so our guys have been awesome. They've done things the right way all year. Really proud of them, what they've done academically. And I don't think that happens if they weren't able to be together. The type of discipline that they've lived with, it's been pretty special to be a part of it. Absolutely. I wish, like we all do, that this was all behind us, and I'm hopeful that it will be next year. But there's nothing. I mean, I as a player, as a coach, I love the bowl experience. I mean, I love it. I just think it's awesome to be able to go and embrace a new city and to have that time together. Practice in different venues and things. I always love that. I really do. And I love bowl prep. I love the opportunity to develop your team during that time. We always have, JV practices and things on for next year's team. And it's always fun. We have some kind of fun things that we do. And so that's going to be different for sure. And so absolutely, I wish it was different, but it is what it is. And we embrace that. We can't control it. So this is just basically an open date. Actually, we have less time to get ready for this game than we did for Notre Dame. So it's basically an open date. That's how we have to look at it. But you got Christmas kind of sandwiched in there as well. So it's a definite, it's a unique dynamic that we've not dealt with in the past. But it is what it is. And yeah, we'll come in, I guess sometime the night of the 30th and kind of have our Friday type routine on the 31st, play the game on the 1st and come home right after the game. But it's all good. We're just, like I said, thankful and grateful to have the opportunity.
Thank you very much for the time today, Coach. I look forward to seeing you in about 12 days.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
For the media, I'm actually going